hosting our show today and teaching us how to make his special Pierce burgers.
And Pierce hot dogs.
And Pierce hot dogs. You excited for today's show, Pierce?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. Pierce, I'm going to turn it over to you now, and you can introduce our special guests.
Our special guest is priest, soon-to-be priest, Henry Musog, and McBlundell Preston Down.
It's great to be with you today, Chef Pierce.
Okay, we are going to start by making the cheeseburger. We're going to need a fork, and we're going to need some cheese. First, I'm going to wash my hands.
Always good to have a chef who's cautious about food safety, making sure his hands are nice and clean with warm, soapy water.
No,
Chef Pierce takes that very seriously. Now, Preston, have you tried the Pierce burgers before?
No, they were close. Because I don't like burgers.
Well, everyone has different food preferences, but I know Pierce puts a lot of TLC, a lot of tenderloin care into his food that he makes for us.
we got the fork.
Why is it so loud?
Alright, we're going to smash the burger.
Why is stabbing the fork inside?
He's smashing the burgers for us.
It doesn't look safety wise.
And then next, we're going to grab some cheese.
That's looks like a cheddar cheese, perhaps.
Yes.
How do you make these steak burgers?
Sharp.
Sharp cheddar. I've always thought there's only two necessary types of cheddar: sharp and extra sharp. Keep that mild stuff away from me.
This is burger seasoning. We'll add it in the meat.
Very good. He's applying that pretty liberally.
And then we're going to mix it up.
Just stab it a bunch of times?
Oh, just
Smashing that in.
Good joke.
now we're gonna add some extra cheese into it.
Wow, lots of cheese.
Chef, maybe best to use your hands to mix that up. Since you're wearing gloves, there's no fear of cross-contamination. You can throw those gloves away after you're done making your patties.
We're gonna make some smash patties. So I
Give it
got
more seasoning.
Judge Preston vocalizing his love of seasoning there.
Stop. That's too much.
and now we'll grab my salt.
Mix it.
Now
and
those buns look really good there,
pepper.
Chef.
Thing.
A good bun, I've always felt, really contributes.
So that's going to be.
I'm very confused right now. A good bun really contributes to the taste and success of a gourmet burger.
Right.
It really separates the men from the boys, so to speak. I think that's
Trust me. It's
Next up, we're gonna spray the pans.
very good.
I can't do so close.
Now, why is it important to spray the pans, Chef?
So it doesn't stick to. Oh, I think with the food, I need to take off my gloves because I can.
I think I ate too much salt.
You probably did. Take a drink.
Cheese.
Okay. Very good.
It's not smell that good.
Take
No, I'm going to add some butter to the burger. No, to the skillet, sorry. So I'm let it melt. Now I'll shape the burgers into a nice little ball.
Why a ball?
So I can make smash patties. I will put that on there.
That's good technique there, Chef.
Then I'm going to take off my gloves. I'll put them back on in a second.
Okay.
I need to grab,
Oh, that looks like parchment paper.
a piece of parchment paper to go over the burger. Okay, now I will grab my pan here.
Wow.
And then I will smush the burger.
Applying a lot of pressure there. Just like you're treating a bleeding wound.
We'll throw the parchment paper away. Now,
I can't see the bowl.
We'll turn down the skillet into 6 degrees, sorry.
Okay, so you were starting off with the 8 setting, now you bumped it down to 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, back on my gloves here.
So Chef, what advice do you have for someone who might want to make these smash burgers at home?
You need to don't mess it up or you're gonna have to restart the burger.
That's good.
Closing the door. Now when this heats up, we take off these. I'm going to grab 1 slice of American cheese.
Okay.
And then, just in case you like it a little bit more salty, I'm gonna add a tiny bit more pepper and a little bit more salt. Now it should heat up quicker. While this is heating up, I'm going to start with the hot dogs. I need new gloves for this.
Now Chef, what got you interested in cooking? How did you come to love cooking so much?
I started when I was younger, about 5 or 6 years old, and I started with like child's food kind of,
Uh-huh.
and in the microwave. So I worked my way up to cooking in the skillet now. After like 2 or 3 years.
Very good. Well, I can say that Chef Pierce is always very good with hospitality. Anytime that I come to visit him, he always offers me something good to eat. So, thank you, Chef.
You're welcome. Now I'm going to put on this plate right here. When the burgers are done, I'm going to put them on this plate. Because I have to make multiple for 1 burger. For 1 sandwich, I have to.
Ah, that cheese is getting nice and melty.
That looks
1
gross.
burger done. That's the sure thing. I like it. Now, next thing to do is to smash, making our burger. I'm going to put a lid on the hot dog so it makes it way nicer. We cooked French fries off the camera, so we can take a
Those are
look.
looking nice and crispy.
Yes. We
You
cooked them.
use an air fryer to
Yes.
cook those? Very good.
Yes. For the hot dogs, I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on it just to give it a little bit more taste. Okay, I'm going to add this on it. I'm going to turn down the hot dogs to level 4. I turned this down to 2. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm turning this off for this second. While I make.
Ball some more.
Yep. Drop that on there. Now I'm going to take on my gloves here. Put it back on. These ones are yucky, so I make one away. I'm going to grab my parchment paper. Got this.
To me, this seems like the most fun part of the whole process.
It is pretty much.
You have some stress to take out, you can take it out right on that burger.
Yep.
You can just go.
Okay, now I'm going to put back on my gloves. I'm going to go. I'm going to put this back on to level 6 to make it heat up quicker. So I don't make you guys wait too much. I had to use 2 scoops for this.
Our other judge was experiencing some temperature issues here. It is kind of kind of cold here in Chef Pierce's kitchen studio, but I know once we get a taste of those burgers, that's going to warm us up, both warm up our bodies as well as our hearts. As I said, Pierce cooks with a lot of love in his heart, and you can tell the care that he puts into his food as soon as you give it a try.
The cheese is on top now. Steaming hot.
I'm appreciating your multitasking here in the kitchen, Pierce. You're keeping up with your burger as well as your hot dogs.
I'm going to start cooking the buns now.
Ah, that'll be a nice touch.
The buns are, in my opinion, one of the best parts of the sandwich. Take this off for 1 second. Grab some extra cheese. Sprinkle it on top because this is the top layer of the burger. It's going to be like a Big Mac for the McDonald's. There's 2 layers of burgers. But this one's the top, so we want to make that one extra cheesy.
Very nice.
Okay, now we'll turn off the spoon so I don't burn myself.
What I like about that cheese on the hot dogs there is it looks like it'll actually give it a little bit of a crunch the way
The cheese is taking this too.
the way that you cook the cheese there.
Push it off. On
If you just called this show Cooking with Cheese instead of Cooking with Kids, I wouldn't mind that. You know, cheese makes everything better.
So now for the buns, I'm going to take off my gloves because I have to, for my buns, I like to butter them. I need a knife and grab a piece of butter. I'm not the best butter spreader, so I'm going to spread this one out.
I've noticed that we use very good quality knives here, and it's important to take good care of your knives too. We never want to put knives in the dishwasher. We want to hand wash those because that will help preserve the blade. Is that right, Chef?
Yes. I'm buttering both sides to
That's
get
probably
that extra juice. See how I'm using the hamburger buns for the hamburger plan, but for the hot dog buns, I'm using for the hot dog. So it tastes like a hot dog kind of.
Very nice. And we're grilling the hot dog buns a little bit
But
too,
it
right?
is a
Yes.
hot dog. How do you make it taste like a hot dog?
The buns are gonna taste like hot dogs.
What?
You don't get it yet. It's going to be good. That's all I'm gonna say.
How are the buns that taste like hot dogs?
Now
Use
we're
your
gonna let the
imagination.
buns sizzle for a minute. While I let these heat up. Question for your burger: would you like ketchup, mayonnaise on it?
I would prefer mayonnaise, thank you.
Any ketchup too?
Not for me. How about for you?
A1.
A1.
So now I think the buns need to be flipped. We need 1 spoon for this. Yeah, extra buttery.
A toasted bun really takes a sandwich to the next level.
Why didn't they just put it inside the toaster?
Because it has the burger seasoning in it on the pan too. So
Ah,
seasons.
seasons the bun a little bit. Very good.
Cheese
Thanks
that
for
bun up.
Thanks for explaining your process here.
Other side with white cheese.
There's really a lot of cheese happening here.
It's cheesy.
I don't like cheese.
Today's episode is brought to you by the dairy farmers of Pennsylvania.
That's true.
Speaking of those dairy farmers, the Pennsylvania Farm Show is currently going on, and has anyone ever seen a butter sculpture like that before?
Do you remember seeing a butter sculpture?
No.
The butter sculpture, so every year at the Pennsylvania Farm Show, there's a magnificent sculpture that's made out of butter.
Do you mean bricks that's inside of it and then you just put butter on it?
It's completely butter. I believe there's nothing else that they use aside from butter. Now I would imagine that the room where the butter
The fire
sculpture
alarm's
is
going off.
has to be very carefully temperature controlled.
It's
Very
not-
very good climate control there, because that butter has to be at the perfect temperature. As a melted butter statue, that would get pretty darn messy.
Simply, we're going to add the 2 buns onto this plate. 1 bun.
This sucks. Oh, I'm so tired. Can I see
And a
your
second bun. Now, the burger. This is the best part of the sandwich, in my opinion.
That's a nice looking burger there.
I'm going to.
Did you burn yourself?
A little bit, yes. It hurts. It's really bad.
Now, Chef, do you ever watch some cooking shows on television?
Yes.
I grew up watching some myself.
I grew up watching Hell's Kitchen. That was my favorite cooking show when I was younger. The burger's the bun's a little bit crispy, but now the hot dog time. Whipped it up.
That looks like a very cheesy bun.
Yes, it is.
Is that a burnt hot dog?
Yes, sadly.
Something you could even try in the future, Chef Pierce, might be to make a bacon wrapped hot dog. Have you ever tried that?
I've seen it, but never tried it.
That may be your next challenge. But I know this is going to be great. Up. Just
Here's some
put a
fries.
little on the plate. That would be great.
Yes, so.
Thank you.
And our ketchup brand we use is Heinz ketchup.
Just bring all of the sauces here.
Okay.
Very good.
This is your burger.
It's a small.
I actually overcooked the buns a little bit.
That's
Hope
okay.
you don't mind it.
Yeah, we can scrape a little bit of that off, but I like I like my burger nice and toasty. What I like about this presentation here is that Pierce, in true Pittsburgh style, Pierce has the fries right here on the burger. Look how nice and melty this cheese is, and there's a couple burger patties here, so we're going to get a nice, healthy helping of meat here. It's even an appealing sound cutting into this burger and hearing the crunch from the toasted bun. It's a nice texture, almost like you're eating a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say a quick prayer to myself before I dive in and taste Pierce's food. Let's give it a try. Preston's trying the fries. What do you think about those? You can see they have a nice golden brown on the sides. They were
8 out of 10.
That's a pretty remarkable rating there. 8 out of 10. Let's try with a little bit of ketchup here.
If we had some more time, I would make my homemade fries, but we didn't have enough time for that.
Well, Chef Pierce, this burger is really sensational.
So Preston's sitting in pot my burger right now. Preston doesn't like the buns.
Need some extra.
Yeah, help yourself.
Would you need some extra fries?
Yes.
And I do recommend the mayonnaise for the Pierce burger. It kind of cools it down a little bit and adds some creaminess. But the burger is very well cooked.
How do you like it?
And I think the bun you mentioned you thought you overcooked the bun a little bit.
If you don't like it, put it on the bun and I'll eat it.
I think the bun has turned out just perfect.
You make sadly.
Pierce, I do give this I give it a 9 out of 10.
And I would cheese fry the fries, but I forgot.
Can you just dump the whole entire pan of French fries? No, just dump all of the French fries on that plate.
We do have a little another special guest in the studio. This is Brooks, and the neat thing about Brooks, he knows this, so we're not telling him anything he doesn't know. But Brooks is adopted. Brooks is from the Fayette Friends of Animals, and if you're looking for your
animals, go
If
to
you're looking
Family
for a nice
Friendly.
little animal friend for your home, there's really some cool little dogs and cats there at Fayette Friends of Animals. So I'm more of a burger guy than a hot dog guy, I will say. So I gave the burger a 9 out of 10. I'll give the hot dog, I think, a 7.5 out of 10, which is still a very strong rating.
So
I think the only thing I would recommend with the hot dog is maybe the bun's a little bit too toasty, but
I forgot.
that's okay.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Kids. We've had a blast here. Any final thoughts from our judges or from Chef Pierce today?
I feel like I should have undercooked the buns a little bit, but other than that, it was probably really good.
Other than that, just a little less toasty and you'll be fine next time. Brooke seems like he wants some more.
I have something to tell.
Go ahead.
I give everything a 1, except the French fries. The French fries are a 9. No, 8.
Okay, well that's all for us. Tune in next time for Cooking with Kids with Chef Pierce.